Welcome back, Tigers. We're going to do our deep breathing again before I begin our story. Please find a comfortable position. Once again, we'll be breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth to the count of 5. Let's get ready and breathe in and out. On this next breath, remember to use your senses for what you smell, see, hear, or feel around you. Also, take a moment to think about something you are very grateful for. All right, this is your last one. In and out. Let go of all of your frustrations. Great job. Hi, Tiger friends. I hope you enjoyed taking that time to get grounded and focus on your senses and the things around you and the things that you're grateful for. We're going to talk a little bit more about how activities like that can help you grow your brain and build your skills towards self-control with our emotions. So focusing our breathing helps to calm our body. It actually slows down our heart rate, it can lower our blood pressure, and it sharpens our focus. It helps us to have control over that amygdala, that barking dog, when he starts to get a little wound up. And when our breathing is deliberately, purposely regulated and controlled by us, then the brain is primed and prepared to think first and then plan a response. So we always want to stop, relax, and think. And that way our response can be mindful and proactive instead of out of control and reactive. And that's our goal. I want us to get really good and form a habit, a good habit, but a habit of responding to anxiety by focusing on our breathing. So we're going to learn more about how that works today. First, I want us to start off by reviewing our model of our brain. So get both hands together, wiggle that prefrontal cortex right behind our forehead, our wise owl. Show me your amygdala. That's our barking dog. And remember, when our dog is barking, that amygdala is active, fight, flight, or freeze, then our wise owl flies away. So when that happens, and our prefrontal cortex doesn't have the control, so we need to be finding ways to regain that control. All right, wiggle your middle fingers back in here. That's our hippocampus. That's where we store our memories, our filing cabinet. All right, so now I'm going to show you a model of one part of our brain. So inside of our brains, we have something called neurons. I'm going to show you a video I found of a young man who made a model of a neuron to tell you about those parts.
Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm going to talk about a brain cell neuron, show you all a 3D neuron model and explain about all the parts. So let's begin. Neuron, just another fancy word for a nerve cell. So this is my neuron model. So there's 6 main parts to the neuron. The cell body, which is this big round circle. Just from here, all this cell body. And then the nucleus. That is a green dot right there. So it processes all the messages that it's getting from other neurons. And then the dendrites. Those are these spiky things that are just pointing out right there. All these things. So, and then the axon. This long blue thing. So it's not the orange, but it's the blue. Right there, all that blue. You can see in between. That is the axon. And then the axon terminals. All these. The axon terminals. Now, What do? So they send signals from your brain to your body. Have you ever played the game telephone? So the neuron do the same thing. One neuron passes a message from one to the other. So let's get the message from the dendrite and pass it on to the axon terminal. Right there, from these to all the way to here. So it goes through the axon and pass it to another neuron. Take care. Bye.
Wow, didn't he do a great job? You guys might choose to make a model of your neurons at home too if you have Play-Doh sitting around, or we can do that right now with our own bodies. So we got really good at using our two hands to make a model of our whole brain. Right now let's use one hand to make a model of our neuron. So I want you to hold up your flat palm and think of that as your nucleus. It's interpreting all those messages and thinking about and sending messages about what you brought in through your senses, what you heard, what you see, what you touch, what you taste, what you feel. So all those messages go here, and then these dendrites accepted the messages, they go in here, and then they travel down the axon to the axon terminals, and then those terminals hanging off of the end are looking for another neuron. So here comes another neuron, and those terminals connect with the dendrites from another neuron, and that receives the message in its nucleus, and that travels down the axon to more axon terminals, and it's looking for another neuron, and that's how they travel, delivering the messages of what's going on. Just to make that a little clearer to you, let's check out another quick video.
Come with me on a journey of discovery. Here we go, into the brain. Excuse me, coming in hot. This is a thing called a neuron. Oh, hey, welcome to the inside of your brain. A neuron is a brain cell. There's over 100 billion of these things making up your brain. Put it this way, there are over 13 times more neurons in your skull than there are human beings on Earth. A lot of them. They're the cells that help you think. Mind you, a single neuron, and let's call her Nellie. Hi, Nellie the neuron. Nellie, on her own, can't do all the thinking your brain needs to even pick up a glass of water. Fortunately, she's got friends. There's Dendrite Dave, there's Alonzo the Axon, there's Magna Myelin, and look, little Sally Synapse! So teensy tiny. Your brain behaves like a muscle. If you're serious about lifting weights, right, and you keep it up on a regular basis for a long period of time, weeks, months, years, you're going to develop muscles. But you don't grow muscles by doing nothing. It takes effort. It takes struggle, repeated failures, in fact. You mess up, and then you learn, and then eventually you manage to jump the log or whatever problem you're trying to solve. Wait, we've lost focus here. Back to neurons. When you struggle, your neurons are struggling too, and that's important because when neurons struggle, they lean on each other. They make connections. They start to form this densely connected network inside your brain, allowing little jolts of electricity to pass down them more and more efficiently. That's thinking faster. That's your brain getting smarter. That's your brain muscle getting swole, kid. So the next time, say we have trouble understanding a subject in school or solving problems or learning a new skill, it's easy to say, oh, I'm not smart. I'll always be this way. Hey, stop doing that. What we think of as intelligence, what we think of as smartness, is not fixed, is not stuck in one place, is not permanent. Your brain can improve. Your brain can grow. So the next time you say to yourself, I can't do this, I'm just too dense, remember that brain density is your friend. In fact, the denser you are, the more connections between Nellie and her neuron pals that you've got inside your brain, the stronger and more powerful your thinking parts become. The more you work through your frustrations with the right learning strategies, the more your neurons get more used to working together, the closer you are to being that much smarter. Now get out there and do your best. Don't give up, grow those brains, and remember, you can learn anything.
Did you hear what I heard? I heard them say in that video that we have billions of neurons communicating and forming connections when things get difficult. And the more connections are formed, the more pathways are formed, which means the next time you need to do something, that pathway is there and it makes it much easier for you. And that's why our brains get stronger and why we get better at things when we practice. But I want to challenge you to practice your controlled breathing so that the next time your barking dog, your amygdala, starts to overreact to something, we form those pathways where our brain will automatically default to our controlled breathing instead of getting overreactive. So let's practice now what that's going to look like so you know what to do this week as you practice. First, you're going to find a comfortable position. You're going to close your eyes or look at your hands if you're not comfortable closing your eyes. What you're going to be doing during your minute is paying attention to your breathing. All right? I'm going to talk you through a 1-minute activity of breathing. I'm actually going to set a timer so that we know what it will feel like, and you can actually use this video guided if you need it later. So our minute timer, we're in a comfortable position, closed eyes or eyes looking at your hands. Take those calm, slow breaths in through your nose. And then let go. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, your neck is relaxed. Picture and imagine that air coming into your body and going out again. If your mind tries to think about other things, then gently bring your attention back to your breath. Feel your stomach rising and falling, but keep your belly soft and relaxed. And that's our time. Timer's already going off. See how quick that went by? Open your eyes slowly and take another slow, deep breath with your eyes open. As simple as that. I challenge you this week to do that 1-minute breathing activity 3 different times during your day. And if you can repeat that every day this week and next week, your neurons will start to form a pathway so that when we start to get agitated or our anxiety starts to build, it's an automatic default for controlled deep breathing to help us stop, relax, and think before we act. I hope this helped you, and I hope you have a wonderful week.